Since 2017, the Italian Wine Podcast has exploded and expects to hit 6 million listens by the end of July 2023. We're celebrating this success by recognizing those who have shared the journey with us and giving them the opportunity to contribute to the ongoing success of the shows. By buying a paper copy of the Italian Wine Unplugged 2.0 or making a donation to help the ongoing running costs, members of the international Italian wine community will be given the chance to nominate future guests and even enter a prize draw to have lunch with Stevie Kim and Professor Attilio Scienza. To find out more, visit us at italianwinepodcast.com. Chin chin!
Welcome to the Italian Wine Podcast. I'm Cynthia Chaplin, and this is Voices. Every Wednesday, I will be sharing conversations with international wine industry professionals, discussing issues in diversity, equity, and inclusion through their personal experiences working in the field of wine. If you enjoy the show, please subscribe and rate our show wherever you get your pods.
Hello and welcome to Voices. Today I am delighted to welcome Massimo Tarter to the podcast. Massimo is the director and enologist of Cantina di Isera, whose 2017 vintage of Trento Doc Extra Brut Riserva 907 recently won the 5-Star Wines Trophy for the best sparkling wine of 2023. The Cantina is a cooperative which opened in 1907 and has 150 members, with a total vineyard size of around 200 hectares, ranging from 200 to 800 meters above sea level. So thank you for joining us today, Massimo, and congratulations on your trophy.
Nice to be here today. Very good.
Well, of course, I'm in Verona, but you are up in Trentino. Where is the Cantina in Trentino?
Yeah, the Cantina is a Cantina di Isera and is located in Isera because this is the name of the winery, but it's the name of the town where we are. So we are the cooperative of this town, of this village, and that is close to Rovereto, the second biggest village in Trentino after Trento.
Ah, okay, fantastic. I'm asking this not only so our listeners know where you are, but so I can plan my trip to come and visit you. I haven't yet had a chance to taste this wine, but I'm excited to do it. So I'm going to have to come and see you this summer. When did you start working at Cantina di Isera?
I start to work. We count our year of work in vintage. Really, 9 vintage ago.
Okay, 9 vintages ago.
Yeah, we always when we speak about our work, we always speak about the vintage that we work in the winery. Yeah, I work. I born in Trentino, and I have in the past some experience outside Trentino, Germany, in France, in Australia, and after I come back in Italy, in Tuscany, and after 15 years in another winery here in Trentino, I moved to Isera, one of the oldest and the latest cooperative of Trentino, a very cool little cop in the south of Trentino, on the hill of Isera, and I moved here 9 vintage ago. Exactly. Yes.
So you're Trento Doc, just like your wine.
I'm a Trento Doc guy. Yes, exactly, because I live and born here. Really, my father and all my family live and work in the farm, in the vineyard. I'm a son of a viticultural father. Yes, family, and so I live in the vineyard of Chardonnay. Exactly.
I can think of much worse places to live. I think that sounds ideal. A Chardonnay vineyard in Trentino. Good place to live. Good choice.
Good place. Yeah, exactly. Not bad. Sure.
Well, I know Cantina di Isera makes several wines, including a brilliant Marzemino. So why is the Trento Doc style your favorite of the wines that you make there?
The Trento Doc is one of my favorite wine because it's a wine very interesting that you can. In effect, there are more than one answer, and the first is that is do it with mostly with the Chardonnay. That is one of the most fantastic grapes that I know. So cool and so good to cultivate. Like I told you, I'm a son of a viticulture, and really the Chardonnay is one of the best vineyard to cultivate that give you a result that you can see, you can taste, and you can understand that with this variety you can do a lot of things. Trento Doc, Chardonnay, like young wine, Chardonnay for Riserva, for, with oak, Anok. Really is a variety that is, is fantastic. You can play really with this variety. And so this is the variety, one of the most important variety from this DOC. So in the start, the variety Chardonnay after uh, the style of the Trento Doc, but it's a so good style because it's a wine that you can conserve for many years. So it's a wine that you can drink after 2-3 years, like after 20 years without problem, and you can find different result, different taste, always salinity, always minerality, and crispy taste. Really is a wine that you can have different moment to join with this wine. So it's a wine that give you a lot of emotions.
Well, I've heard it been said about you that you look at your work as poetry, and I can hear that in your voice. You interpret something that's alive and something that can't be controlled, but only supported and assisted. And you've said that making Trento Doc sparkling wine is like creating emotions. That's a really interesting way to look at being a winemaker, especially a sparkling winemaker. Tell us what you mean. What emotions do you get from your Trento Doc?
Ah, the uh, a word that I tell you in Italian, but you can understand very well, the equilibrio, the balance of all the taste that you feel. Uh, so balance of creamy, balance of acidity, equilibrium of acidity, equilibrium of salty, equilibrium of smoothie taste in the nose, equilibrium of the bubble of the fine bubble that you found in the glass. So an equilibrium in all the work that you do it in the vineyard before. Because if you do a sparkling wine, one of the most important things is have the vines in equilibrium, in a good balance, because you don't have to feel bitter sensation, or bitter taste in the nose, in the nose, but in the mouth too. And this to do with this, you have to be equilibrium balance in the vineyard first. So in the vineyard during the pressing, during the elaborations of the grapes, after during the bottled, after your concept of all the work that turn around the Trento Doc is the equilibrium for me. And equilibrium located in this area, so in the mountain area where you found, where the Trentino is for the 70% up to 1000 meter, 20% up to 2000 meter. So just the 10% of the Trentino is below the 1000 meters. So it's a mountain region. So an equilibrium in a mountain region where all the work that you do it have a rhythm, have everything have to this concept have to follow you in all your life. Like I tell life because the work is the most of the time that we spend in our life is for me is in the work because when you work with the wine, you have always something to do with, if not in the vineyard, in the winery, or after in the storytelling like this, you have always to do something. And the balance of the everything is important. So the equilibrium for me is the most important word for all this.
I love that idea, and it is. I'm sure that adds up to part of why this wine won its award at 5-star this year. For people who are listening in, not everyone has been to Trentino. If you haven't been, you should go. It's beautiful, as Massimo said, mountainous, very high. And I know your Chardonnay vineyards are at the top reaches of your, of the co-op. How high are the Chardonnay vineyards that you're using for the Trento Doc Riserva?
It's about around 500 and 600 meters above the sea level, with an east exposition of on the. Our vineyard look the sun in the morning, and so is the fresh sun in the morning, and that is a good condition to produce a good Chardonnay for the sparkling wine. So at 500-600 meters above the sea level. And after, another very interesting things is that we are on the basalt soil. So we are on the volcanic soil. In Isera we have a dark soil that formed by the basalto. And this is very important for the taste and for the result of our Trento Doc.
Amazing. It's so interesting. The aspect of the vineyard facing east and the height of the vineyard and the combination with the basalt soil, being dark, of course, will keep the vineyard warm at night because it gets pretty cold in Trentino at nighttime. It sounds like you've got the ideal location. And I know, as you said, there's always something to do when you're making wine. And this particular wine takes a lot of effort. I know you're using some malolactic fermentation and 6 months of aging with the yeast in the cellar, and then a second fermentation in the bottle. And this wine has aged on its lees for just over 4 years. This is a lot of work. So, what's the strategy with this wine? What aromas and flavors are you trying to achieve?
We try to have a good combination. You tell very well what is our work in the winery, and we do the malolactic in part. We do a part barrel ferment, but big barrel ferment, just to have a good amount of creamy taste without lose the freshness, the fruity, the salty, the taste of this area, of this land. So the target is have a good combination with the fruity taste, the creamy taste, and the salty taste that come up from our land. So this is the main target.
Italian Wine Podcast, part of the Mama Jumbo Shrimp family.
I think that salty element that you brought up is something that's really particular to Trentino sparkling wines, to Trento Doc. So many of our wines in Italy have that saline aspect, and it's hard to describe it to people who don't live in Italy, who aren't used to this kind of wine, and how it plays so well with the acidity and the mineral notes. I think that briny, salty characteristic really makes your wine stand out. It's very special. I want to ask you a question about its name. So, Trento Doc Extra Brut Riserva 907. What does the 907 mean?
Yeah, it means that we born in the 1907. So this is the cooperative of Isera, the winery born before the first big war. So in the start of the 907, and the name of our Trento Doc, remember the year when the winery was born. This is the reason of this name.
How long have you been making this wine? How many vintages?
We started in 20 years ago, in 2000. in 2004 was the first vintage of our Riserva. And we do a special vertical tasting last year during the festival of Trento Doc in last part of last year in September will be the second festival of Trento Doc this year, but last year was in October, and we do a special vertical tasting, and we understand we go to taste not all the vintage but mostly of the vintage until the 2004, and we understand that we are not to be scared about the vintage, about the maturation. We found that really the Trento Doc can develop quite well during the maturation in bottle, before and after the Cosme. So it's not to be square about this. Really, the developing on the cork after the Cosme too is very important, and you can feel that our Trento Doc, but the Trento Doc in general, really, uh, really need to 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 be quiet, to live for yeah, you taste some different things after some year of maturation, but really you need to be quiet, not.
It just sounds like it's sleeping, it's resting for a little while before it's ready to come out.
No stress. Exactly. You have not to be stressed to come out with the wine. No way. No, no, not stress. Yeah. The wine developed very, very well after, during the aging on the yeast and after the decosmetu. So very good. Very good.
I'm excited about this. I think I'll have to come to the Trento Doc Festival in September this year. Uh, Let me ask you, what is the price point for this wine? If you're selling it from the cantina, what is the price point for it?
And the price point is around 30 euro about it after depend not yeah for about 30, between 30 and 40 euro.
Wow, that's so undervalued. I think it's important that we talk about this a little bit because our sparkling wines in Italy, outside of Italy, everybody knows about Prosecco, which is a completely different thing. Not everyone knows about Trento Doc and Franciacorta and these Metodo Classico style wines. And because no one is familiar with them, the prices that they are sold for are so low. And this your wine, it took you 5 years to make this wine, and to sell it for 30 euros just breaks my heart. I think as Italian wine ambassadors, we need to get out there and get this message out that these wines are quality wines, award-winning wines, and you should be selling them for 80 euros a bottle.
Mm. This is work too with the commercial, with the marketing, with a lot of things. Really, the work that we do is a lot. The result is impressive, and so really is yeah is a percorso, is something that we have to construct. You have to build year by year, but really there are a lot of quality. The quality price quality is very important.
Well, I think we're going to do something here, help you out a bit, and get people excited to come to Trento and try this wine. Can people come and visit the winery and taste the wines?
Sure, sure. We have a big area for the visit. We during the vintage we can organize the visit in the vineyard too, and pick some grapes without our members, and after taste some wine in the vineyard too, and after come back in the winery and finish the tasting with some local foods or not. in the period where we don't have the vintage, we can move without see the bunch, or really without pick the bunch, but we have the visit. We are concentrated more in the tour of the vineyard and after the tasting, because we are in a so beautiful place that really, if you come here, maybe you see a lot of winery, but you don't see so many areas like this. So we concentrate the part of the visit in the vineyard, and this is the reason because we do some degustation inside the vineyard, on the hill, in the mountain. We have some special place that you can visit and you can where you can enjoy.
I think it's so nice to be able to taste wine where they're growing. It really, to have your feet in the vineyard while you're drinking the wine, really gives you a 360-degree view of where that winery is and how that wine grew and where that wine really came from. So I think my summer is organized now. I'll be coming up to Trentino to see you. Uh,
Now you understand better something. If you see the vineyard, if you see the place where the vines are cultivated, you understand better why you have some result, because you see the condition where the grape, where the vineyard live, and so really you can approach more, you can understand more the the wine really, and after you can remember better when you taste again, and you have more you are more you have more consapevolice, you are more you understand better why the taste of the wine is this.
Exactly. And I think it does make a lasting impression to actually see the vineyards where the grapes grow that you're drinking. So I agree with you. I think that's a great idea and a great way to get people to feel invested in your wine, to feel like it's something they know personally. It's very, very important part of what you do. So let me ask you before you go, what other wines are you making? What other grapes are you growing?
Oh yeah, the one of the most important for us, the Marzemino.
That's the one I know. That's the one I've tried.
Okay, very good. Yeah, Marzemino is an indigenous variety, but red indigenous variety, but come in this area some century ago and found a special place for the cultivation here in Isera. Because, like I told you, here we have a volcanic area, and so with an east exposition. So in the lower part of the hill where we don't cultivate the Chardonnay, we cultivated the red variety, in special the Marzemino. And we have a special DOC, Marzemino DOC Superior, Trentino Superiore di Isera, with the name of this area, because really here the taste of this vine, of this grape, is different than in the other place. So you found some this deep blue color, red color. You found a smoothie taste because the Marzemino is like a, I tell a lot of time that it's like a milk. So have a high pH, low acidity, smooth tannin. It's very smoothie and but very long in the taste. A good structure, but it's a very drinkable and enjoying wine. A wine that you can drink like aperitif, but with important with some important food too. So it's a quite a deep wine, but very with a very smoothie taste, and have the character of the this variety is like an autochthon and have the character of this land.
What else have you got growing up there?
Yeah, after we have a really in Trentino, probably you know, we have a lot of, we cultivated a lot of grapes. We have we are in an area that we are very good to cultivate. We have a different level of altitude, different soil in some different parts. So really, we are able to cultivate a lot of variety. We have Chardonnay, Pinot Grigio, Muller Thurgau, Gewürztraminer, Sauvignon, Nosiola, another indigenous variety, Pinot Bianco, really a lot of white wine, like the red wine, the Marzemino, the Teroldego, the Lagrein, and these are the indigenous variety. And after some Pinot Noir that we use for the still wine and for the sparkling wine, like for the Trento Doc too, because we are able to use the Pinot Noir too for the Trento Doc. And after Merlot, Cabernet, so really we are a region with full of different variety, some indigenous, some international.
And something for everyone. So,
For everyone.
well, congratulations again on winning the trophy for the best sparkling wine of 2023 at 5-Star Wines in April this year. And I'm excited to come up to Trentino and try your Brut Riserva 907. So thank you so much, Massimo, for joining us today.
Thank you, and I have to tell you thank you from all the members of this cooperative that are the viticulture members that really do it the biggest, the most important part of the work, that is the work in the vineyard every day. So thanks from me and from all our members, our viticulture member.
Thank you for listening, and remember to tune in next Wednesday when I'll be chatting with another fascinating guest. Italian Wine Podcast is among the leading wine podcasts in the world and the only one with a daily show. Tune in every day and discover all our different shows. You can find us at ItalianWinePodcast.com, SoundCloud, Spotify, Himalaya, or wherever you get your pods.